So we are going to draw three-dimensional graphs in MuPad, okay, or with MuPad or using MuPad, whichever way you want to call it. And since I'm making it in a hurry and I don't know MuPad much myself, often you will see that I'm learning while making a video. So just put up with this. I will not do anything mathematically wrong, but I may get stuck. So if when I get stuck, I'll try to recover. So just don't get annoyed and be patient with that. All right. So uh, in our college, we have MATLAB available and we are using the MuPad by using MATLAB as a or it as a part of MATLAB, and later on I shall show you that that works out pretty good for us. So what I'm doing is that I typed in this command window mp handle equals MuPad. So what this would do is that this will bring a MuPad window for us, and you can see a lot of it is out of the screen. So let me go ahead and make it fit in here. Okay. So when you see this MuPad window, you shall see all these all these menu options here, and you shall also see on the right hand side, if you go further, that there are so many mathematical features available. Today we are going to mostly use plot commands for three dimensions, and while talking to you, most of that I will be learning as I make the video. So I told you to stay patient with that. Okay. Now let's say we would like to graph this line with the parametric equation given by these three functions. So we will go to mu. So to graph a line, what I would do is I'll go to the plot command. All right. And this line will go in this category. And let's see, we want a 3D curve. So that's what I'm going to select here. So what it does is that when we choose a 3D curve, it brings in this automatic, command line to fill up for us in here. Now I generally struggle with these, so what I do is that I always go here where it just gives me a description of, or so see, it will help me graph parameterized 3D curves. Syntax, just a personal story. My English was very poor and I used to make a lot of syntax errors, so I still have that phobia. So just as a general person, I'm just going to description. And the description is pretty easy. That is, if I just put this thing here in the command line, then it would go ahead and graph this parametric curve for these values of t. Okay, so let's go back, and all I did was I just copied it from there, and since I did that already, let me do this. It's easy. Just a second, because if I name our curve, the plot will be a little faster. So see, what I'm doing here is, first of all, let me enlarge it. Okay, so sorry about that. I didn't know that I will. Okay, good. So what was my curve? Okay, so my curve was, the first parameter is 1 plus 2 times t. Remember, it was given to us. What I did was I noted it down on a piece of paper. Now I'm simply typing it in, and as in MATLAB and many other programs, for multiplication sign you have to put a star in here. So make sure to do that. So then I have 3 plus t. Remember, that's what our that's what our value of y was. And then for z we have 2 minus t, and for the range of t, let's put negative 5 to 5. We will expand it if it doesn't show us the line well. All right, so we'll say, well, this is my curve. Okay, so see, it showed you here that that's how it would that's what it's going to graph for us. So we will say, okay, so just go ahead, and what we would like, we will ask it to plot, okay, f for us. All right, okay, f is our line as we defined here. So what happens is, here is the line. It's a pretty simple line. You can enlarge this graph if you want. Just right click here. Just a moment. See, I'm struggling now. I will show you, or it can be, let me show you how to enlarge it in a moment. Okay, all right, so here is our line, the line that we wanted. If you want to zoom into the graph, see the this is this here, zoom in. You can zoom in, just click on that, it will stop zooming in. We zoomed in too much, so I'm just going to zoom out and just click on it again. It will stop. Okay, so let's go a little further with this whole thing. Okay. So we just graphed this line, right? Now let's go ahead and graph another line in the same window. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I am back in the graphing window, okay, and I am going to graph the other line. So let's name the other line as, say, G. All right, and what we are doing is that, again, I wrote down the new values on a paper here, so let me just type them in, or I could use two windows, but this is easier for me. So it's 6 minus t here. All right, and then I got negative 2, and then what, plus 3, and for times, remember, we have to put a star in t, and then here we go. So it recognizes who our G is, right? Okay, and now what I'm going to do is that see, we had plot of f, right? Okay, one moment. Yes, yeah, and you can tell me how to enlarge this thing in a way that it stays enlarged. I mean, you can see I have to do it again and again. I couldn't figure out how to do it like for the whole thing. Okay, so here we go. We have graphs of two lines together, and remember, I was struggling to make this graph larger, right? Okay, so let me show you how to do that. Okay, so to enlarge the size, if the cursor is blinking here, you can right click on this and say graphic size. You can increase it to, pretty big size. Say I went 270 as width, it will adjust the height, and here is a new graph. So these are the two lines, and we have to explore. You can see these lines are what people call skew lines, that they don't intersect. Okay, all right, so let's go further with it, and we will change this to, this pair to another pair of line which might intersect. So give me a moment. Now let's go ahead and put another line in here, and this time what we would do is, okay, that let's get another line, say H. And I think I was supposed to have done this here before, but anyways, this is a different line. Okay, so here we go. So we have a curve named H here. All right, and then what happens after that is we will ask it to graph plot G and H, those two lines, and see what it gives us. It gave us a plot of GH. So we will go ahead and increase the size here. All right, and here is the size, and you can see these two lines are not skew, they intersect. All right, and you can find out the point where these two lines intersect. All right.